I'm Diane, 26.
Standing at the podium, looking out at the sea of faces, I can still hardly believe how far I've come. 6 months ago, I was a mess, grappling with the loss of Uncle Leo and the unexpected return of my parents, Victor and Lily. Now I'm here, accepting the Crystal Community Leadership Award on behalf of Leo's Home and Living, a business he built from the ground up and left to me. It all started in Mr. Miller's law office. I sat there in my black funeral dress, still feeling the weight of Uncle Leo's passing. Mr. Miller, with his thick, rimmed glasses and a stack of papers in front of him, began to tell me about my inheritance. I was set to inherit around $2 million in liquid assets, a majority stake in Leo's home, and living worth about $15 million, and the beautiful Craftsman estate he'd always loved. I was only 26. I'd expected to have more time with Uncle Leo before stepping into this role. Just as I was trying to process all these numbers, the door burst open without a knock. There stood Victor and Lily, my parents. It had been 16 years since they'd left me with nothing but a note that said, "Uncle Leo will take care of you." I was 10 then, and that note had shattered my world. They walked in, all smiles and feigned sympathy. "We're so sorry for your loss, honey," Lily said, but the word honey felt like a slap in the face. I could barely speak, my hands shaking so hard that my coffee cup rattled. I whispered, "You can't be here. You left me." Mr. Miller was just as shocked as I was. He tried to explain that this was a private meeting about the estate, but they didn't seem to care. They claimed they were here to pay their respects and reconnect, but I knew better. It was clear they were after my inheritance. That night, I remembered the first night with Uncle Leo and Mrs. Jenkins. She was like a mother to me after my parents left. She made me warm soup and braided my hair, while Uncle Leo read me a bedtime story, even though I was too old for it. They'd chosen me when my own parents had discarded me. A few days later, they showed up at the house. Victor had that same salesman smile he used to convince people to buy useless products. They wanted to talk, they said. I let them in, against Mr. Miller's advice. Once in the kitchen, they started assessing the house, the renovations Uncle Leo had made. Then, Victor pulled out a leather portfolio and started talking about the business's worth. I demanded to know where they got all this information. It turned out they'd been contacting Uncle Leo for money over the years. And then, Lily showed me a folder with court documents. I discovered that they'd sold their parental rights to me for $15,000 when I was a child. Uncle Leo had paid them to stay away, to protect me from their greed. They admitted they had financial problems. Victor owed $90,000 to some dangerous people, and Lily had $50,000 in medical debt from her depression treatment. They threatened to contest the will, saying they were my biological parents and had rights. But Uncle Leo had been one step ahead. Mr. Miller showed me private investigator reports, audio recordings of their threats, and a restraining order from 2022. They'd been watching obituaries, waiting for Uncle Leo to die so they could swoop in and take what was mine. I decided to confront them in public at the store. When they walked in, I was ready. I showed them the evidence and told them they had no legal claim to my inheritance. They tried to argue, but with the store employees as witnesses, they had no power. However, they didn't give up easily. They hired attorney Harris, who knew all the company's legal vulnerabilities. They also launched a PR campaign, going to the media and saying they were worried about my ability to manage the business. Customers started to cancel orders, and I was under immense pressure. With Mr. Miller, Mrs. Jenkins, and the store managers, we worked day and night to prepare for the court hearing. We gathered financial records, witness statements, and medical evaluations to prove Uncle Leo's sound mind when he made me his heir. Just when we thought we had enough time to prepare, the judge moved up the hearing. We had less than 12 hours to get everything in order. But we worked through the night, determined not to let them win. In the courtroom, attorney Harris presented their case, claiming I'd exerted undue influence on Uncle Leo. But Mr. Miller countered with all the evidence Uncle Leo had collected over the years. Mrs. Jenkins testified about Uncle Leo's clear mind until the end, and the store manager spoke about his pride in my business skills. When the judge finally made her decision, it was a victory. She denied their request for injunctive relief, triggered the no contest clause, and ordered them to pay all legal costs. She also issued a restraining order against them. As I stand here now, looking at the people who supported me through this, I know that family isn't about blood. It's about the people who choose to stand by you, like Uncle Leo, Mrs. Jenkins, and the amazing team at Leo's Home and Living. The Benjamin Thomas Foundation, now named after Uncle Leo, will continue to support those who faced family betrayal, just as I once did. I'm ready to carry on Uncle Leo's legacy and show the world what real family and loyalty mean.